Hello and welcome to Blank for the Masses. I'm the March Hare, and we're playing American Mcgee's Alice. Before we begin, I'm going to have them run across all the weapons across the screen that you'll need to kill along with me. Anyway, last time we finished a level that I like to call School Days. And today we're going to be doing a landscape piece, which has got me incredibly excited, and it looks like they were filling out our map a little bit, and we were adding some happy trees, because soon we'll be getting to Wonderland Woods. But first, the Pool of Tears. This is a gorgeous landscape piece that is littered with deadly traps that's going to require a lot of saving. And our first challenge is going to be scaling this cliff wall. Now, before everything gets ridiculously crazy, well, first, be sure to note the Falling Rocks sign. This is incredibly important as it will play into our ascent. Excuse me. I'd like to welcome our newest Blank for the Masses member. He doesn't have a name yet, so I'll simply refer to him as Benvolio until he gets a name. Oh, and look, there seem to be some ants pushing some happy boulders down the cliffside. Ideally, I won't have to move, but I'll have to be sure that I don't get turned into an Alice sandwich. It seems we got lucky with this boulder. Let's continue on and make sure that we don't die. You can be assured, as soon as I make it up this cliff wall, I'm definitely going to be saving. It seems the ants are pushing another boulder down the rock wall, so we're just going to have to make sure that we stay out of its way. Don't worry, viewers, I will be retaliating against the ants threefold for their attempts on my life. It seems we're passing a happy waterfall, which is just gurgling away. And it seems this rock is incredibly alive. Now, I'd like to introduce you to the ladybugs before they happen to turn into being incredibly dangerous. Now, they are attempting to drop exploding acorns on me, and this behavior will be rather common for them in the future. And it seems the ants have dropped a third boulder, and let's hope that this is their last one. It's a very strange noise that I've just heard. Now, today we will be using our palette knives to kill these ants, as well as a few other tools. And I think I'm going to paint the walls with their blood, which is a lovely Federalist ant green. Oh my, it seems these ants are a lot more dangerous than I originally anticipated, and I'll need to abscond so that I don't end up being dead, because that would be just a horrible twist of bad luck. I'm going to save again, despite being on low health, simply because I happen to survive a very harsh situation. Of course, I will be going back and murdering them, because I have a policy of leaving no ant left behind. It seems I just got shot in the face there, so maybe I'll be changing my mind. However, there's no other way for me to recover health aside from killing enemies, so maybe I'll just have to be extra careful about it. Perhaps some diabolical dice will change their mind. Of course, it seems diabolical dice will not function if it's in the water. It seems like it was kind of a bad idea. I'll be loading my previous save, which was taken just moments before I met the ants, so have your palette knives at the ready, and we'll see what we can do. It seems that strange noise is coming from the ladybugs. While this ant's confused, I think I'm going to pepper him with some deadly cards. Suck on these cards, you ant assholes. Oh my, it looks like I'm out of mana. Fortunately, though, this ant just dropped some of that essence stuff, so I've got a little bit more fuel with which I can use to murder. And look, there's a happy tree at the top of this mountain cliffside that we could enjoy a little bit more thoroughly if it weren't for these ants that we had to murder. It looks like we've gotten the better of these ants, so allow us to revel with this tree within our sights. And let's continue along, because we do have a limited amount of time on this program. Now I do believe I will be saving yet again, but deleting this one because it is of no use to any of us. But that's okay. What have we here? It looks like a crying creature of some sort. Perhaps it's a minotaur. Let's go closer and find out.
What's all this then? Did someone die? Have you lost your family?
No, my shell! The Duchess stole it and tried to eat me for lunch. Nobility must be served, I suppose.
Stop that raving, won't you?
You're very cold-blooded for a mammal. I was almost soup.
Tragic, I'm sure, but I'm a bit pressed for time.
I'm getting black and white flashbacks.
Twitchy nose, shifty eyes, constantly consults his pocket watch.
Sounds like a dirty rabbit to me.
Well, he's very dear to me. I must find him.
Caterpillar could help, I'm quite certain. He knows everything there is to know.
And where does that smushy layabout hang his hooker these days?
Since the troubles began, he's in hiding. I couldn't divulge the secret. I couldn't risk telling you without something in return.
Sounds like we're about to go on a side quest.
His whereabouts, then, for my shell. The Duchess won't part with it willingly.
Then she must do it unwillingly. I'll teach her manners.
You are brave, but I warn you, she treats everything as prey.
And it looks like that's going to be the taxi for our mock turtle. Some of you may not recognize the mock turtle if you've never actually read American's Adventures in Wonderland. Did I say American's Adventures in Wonderland? I'll never know. Anyway, I'd like to take a moment to look upon this Alice statue that is literally crying a river of tears. And before we begin this crazy adventure, I'd like to save. Yes, I'm doing a lot of saving, but I've been dying quite a lot recently. But you haven't seen that because that's off camera. I'd like to get a nice clean run for you folks that has as few deaths as possible. I've got to be careful here because there are some ladybugs that are going to try to drop their acorns on me, which will lead to my death. And as well, you may notice it, there are quite a lot of piranhas in the water that will make short work of Alice, and this engine's very, very difficult swimming system. Looks like we got through that bend without much problem. Let's continue and see how far our luck stretches. It looks like there's a mock turtle in front of us. I find his choice in underwear quite unsavory. I did take a little bit of falling damage there, but it's much better than being eaten to death by piranhas. And we've got a couple ants to fight, but I'll make short work of them using these cards. Unfortunately, the ants are a lot more difficult to hit than card guards, who are roughly giant blocks. I find the music for this level rather peaceful. However, the sound of the waterfall, for some reason, is not quite so calming. So let's get to this leaf and be on our way, and make sure that we do not get eaten to death by piranhas. Usually when acorns that explode are dropping on you, it's a good sign that you need to move on. Up the lazy river. Sometimes you gotta sing a little song. Just taking the landscape. I see there's a heart container, but I don't believe I'm going to be taking my time to go and grab it. Mainly because that ladybug over there with the acorn looks rather unsavory. It seems this leaf's going to do most of the steering for me. I've just got to make sure not to get eaten by this giant plant right here that's going to be spitting seeds at me. Looks like I managed to avoid them. I'm going to be stepping off for a moment, mainly so I don't get eaten to death by piranhas. Which, they seem rather upset that I am sidestepping all of their traps, which you know that they are setting. Oh my. I don't know if I'm being shot or what. Looks like an acorn was dropped on me, and the blast radius did a little bit of damage. Fortunately, there's a heart right here that's given to us for free. These ladybugs are becoming rather relentless. Not much I can do but hang on and hope that I don't happen to die. And there's the mock turtle up ahead. Perhaps I shall leave and go on the pursuit, but I figured that I was supposed to be pursuing rabbits. Oh my. This could be problematic. I need to figure out where I need to go pronto. While I was busy observing the landscape, I practically drowned, which would have been rather unsavory. That is the last time I'll use that word in this video, I promise. I suppose I'm going to follow the mock turtle and see what he has to say. As well as another save. Just for good measure. If you have a problem with me saving so often, deal with it. Huh. It seems the mock turtle is going on another leaf flume ride. And, well, it looks like the old clock on the walls tell me we're all about out of time for today. So, from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting.